In the distant future, humanity had achieved interstellar travel and formed alliances with numerous alien civilizations. The Galactic Federation, a governing body of many advanced species, held Earth in moderate regard. Despite their relatively young technological status, humans had proven resourceful and adaptive, traits many species admired. Ambassador Zel'tor of the Vrexian Empire, a tall, slender being with four arms and shimmering purple skin, was skeptical of humanity. His species had been one of the founding members of the Federation and had mastered the science of engineering starships that could bend the very fabric of space. Vrexian ships were renowned across the galaxy for their elegance, precision, and flawless operation. Yet here he was, assigned to oversee a delicate diplomatic mission on Earth. A malfunction had occurred on his personal cruiser, and Federation protocol dictated that the closest available engineer should handle repairs. Much to Zel'tor's dismay, the nearest available was a human. The human engineer, a scruffy and unassuming man named Jake Bennett, arrived at the docking bay within the hour. He was dressed in a simple gray jumpsuit, with oil stains on his hands and a carefree demeanor that immediately grated on the ambassador. "I hear you've got a problem with your ship," Jake said casually, gazing at the gleaming Vrexian cruiser. "Mind if I take a look?" Zel'tor's golden eyes narrowed. He could not believe the arrogance of this human. Did Jake not realize the complexity of Vrexian technology? He was about to object when he realized the longer he delayed, the longer he'd be stuck on this backward planet. "Very well, human," Zel'tor said, folding two of his arms while the other two gestured towards the ship's control panel. "But I warn you, our technology is not something your primitive mind can easily comprehend." Jake grinned and shrugged. "I've fixed weirder things." The ship's sleek interior was filled with soft, glowing panels and humming energy conduits. The Vrexians had engineered their ships with crystalline structures that manipulated energy in ways that humans barely understood. Yet Jake seemed unfazed. He crouched down and opened a maintenance panel, pulling out a strange, translucent cube, a component essential to the ship's power matrix. Zel'tor watched in silence, trying to mask his incredulity as the human fiddled with the cube, his eyes narrowing in concentration. "I see what the problem is," Jake muttered half to himself. "You've got a resonator misalignment. Common issue in hyperwave systems, though yours is way more sophisticated than what I'm used to." Zel'tor was on the verge of protesting, but something in Jake's tone stopped him. The human sounded like he knew what he was talking about. With a few deft adjustments, Jake reconfigured the cube, using tools that Zel'tor wouldn't have thought a human would know how to use, let alone be capable of handling. There was a faint hum, and suddenly the ship's power systems surged back to life, the crystalline matrix glowing brighter than before. "There we go," Jake said, standing up and wiping his hands. "Should be back to normal now. I even managed to boost your efficiency by about 12%. No charge for the upgrade." Zel'tor blinked in stunned silence. "You upgraded my ship?" Jake shrugged again, completely unaware of the magnitude of what he had just done. "Yeah, you had a lot of inefficiencies in the system. Clean it up." "You're welcome." The ambassador was torn between outrage and astonishment. His pride told him that no human should have been able to meddle with Vrexian technology, let alone improve it. But the undeniable efficiency boost that registered on the ship's diagnostics told a different story. Zel'tor struggled to find the words. "You have violated the sacred engineering principles of my people." And yet he glanced at the ship's readouts. Everything was functioning better than before. "Your methods worked." Jake gave him a lopsided grin. "Like I said, I've fixed weirder things. Sometimes you just gotta look at the problem from a different angle." Zel'tor studied the human for a long moment. Perhaps there was more to humanity than he had given them credit for. Their technology might have been rudimentary, but their ability to adapt, to innovate, was unparalleled. Vrexians, for all their advancement, had become complacent in their perfection. But humans, they thrived on imperfection, constantly finding new ways to improve, to overcome limitations. "Perhaps," Zel'tor said slowly, "there is something to be learned from your unconventional approach, human." Jake gave a mock salute. "Glad to help, Ambassador." As the ambassador boarded his now supercharged ship, he realized that this brief encounter had shaken his entire worldview. If a human could improve on Vrexian engineering, what other surprises did humanity hold? As the ship soared into the stars, Zel'tor couldn't help but wonder if the future of the galaxy might hinge not on the perfection of its oldest species, but on the ingenuity of its youngest.